And we're back. Hi, this is Chris, and now we're going to make some HaxeFlixel stuff. So, I believe I said that we're going to add a player and make it move around and stuff. So, let's do that. What do you say? Alright, so, I think so far oh yeah, I just closed it, but so far we just had our game open up and come into this menu state, and it had that menu, or this screen. So let's learn how to move to other states real quick. It's really easy. So basically all we have to do is let's add a button. So we're going to add new Flix button, and we're going to put it at X as 0, but we're going to scooch it down a little bit. Let's say 10, I think will be alright. And we're going to call this, we're going to put the text start on the button. Oh, but after that, we need to put, what is this called? I should know. Well, basically the function that it's going to call once it's clicked. What's it going to do when we click on this button? And we're going to make a function. Let's call it go to next scene. Okay. And with handy dandy flash develop, we can, after we're, at the end of this, I think we do Control Shift 1, and it will give you this thing, and we're going to generate a private function called go to next scene. And I don't know if we really need this, but we'll just put a void at the end. And what are we going to do? We're going to go to our next scene. So how do we do that? Again, we're in FlixG, and I think we have scene. What is it? Current scene? Switch scene? Okay, or not scene. I keep saying scene. Let's call it states, because that's what they're called in Flixel. Sorry. Okay, sorry. So switch states. So inside of switch state, we're going to put the state that we're going to switch to, and to do that we just do a new menu state, not menu, play state, which they already made here. It could be any state that you've made before. And put those afterwards. Let's close it out, and that should be it. So let's go to play state, and let's just add Flix text just so that we know where we are. Oops, I'm sorry. Add a new Flix text. At 0, 0, 100 width. That says play state. And what the heck? Let's change the background color to let's see, RGB, so to red. Did I do that right? Do I have to do it the other way? Yes, this should be red. So let's test that out. Waiting. Oops. We can move this button down a little bit more, but yeah, we click start, and there we go. Now we're in the play state. So it's as easy as that. And one thing you may have noticed is that we have to make a new play state. So I think something that you can do in, although I haven't tested this, but I imagine this is the case. Let's say you have like say in Final Fantasy or other RPGs, you hit the menu button and you go into that other sort of, or a battle or something. Although maybe a menu is more appropriate. So you'll have your play state, and then maybe you'll have another state with your menu in it. If you like sort of keep your menu in memory, like I think maybe you have it like, you know, registered here or something that stores, you know, where it's located. You can keep it. You don't have to like you know, I guess discard it and then keep making a new one each time. I think you can just switch to the one that you've already made, and maybe that's better. Maybe it's quicker, I don't know, but that's maybe something to keep in mind. But if I'm wrong, please leave a comment and tell me, hey, you're wrong, down below, if you feel so inclined. Okay, so yeah, let's move that button down a little bit, and inside the play state, I thought this red was a little bit harsh on the eyes, so let's change it, but let's do it like this. We're going to use Flash Develop's Insert Color option. So instead of that really kind of harsh red, let's desaturate it a little bit and go like that. And there, it gives us a hex color. But you may notice we're missing a couple digits. So this is the RGB, and we need AARGB. So just right at the beginning, we just need to put that. And let's give it a quick look again. Although we don't really need to, but just for peace of mind. There. Oh, much easier on the eyes. Alright, so let's add something. Our player. So far I've just been adding things directly, like add new something, but I think it's best to highlight, I guess, the appropriate way to add objects. We're going to, in this class, you know, declare? Yeah, declare some variables. Do they still call it that? I don't even know. But we're going to do, the keyword is variable, var. Actually, let's make it a private variable. This will be our player. And afterwards, we'll say what class it's a member of. And it's going to be a FlixSprite, which is a class that we should get very familiar with, because just about everything we will be making will be a FlixSprite, or maybe we'll make a custom extension of FlixSprite. Yeah, FlixSprite is very useful. And I recommend maybe looking in the docs about all the things that FlixSprites can do. Load graphics, make graphics, the position, killing it, destroying it, animating, all that good stuff. So, yes, so we've declared the place where we're going to keep our FlixSprite. So let's make it. So say player will be a new FlixSprite. So let's put let's say at 50-50, and then right now, what is our FlixSprite? Is it a spaceship? Is it a mustachioed plumber? We don't know. We don't have any graphics. So what do we do if we just want to quickly test things out? What we can do is, inside of FlixSprite, there is, although inside of our player, there is something called Make Graphic. Although it says graphic, but basically it's a square. And let's make something that we can see. So let's make it 16 by 16. I like that number. And our color, we can just use white, or we can use a hex value. But let's use our color picker again. So we're going to insert a color. Right now we have this sort of dull red. So let's make it maybe kind of an orange. And maybe almost white. And then remember we have to put in our alpha. And we don't need any of these other things. So we have our player, we have how big it is, and let's push go to see what it looks like. Yep. Okay, there it goes. And we click start, and we don't see anything. So I should admit I did that on purpose, because this is a beginner mistake that I have made many a times. What is the problem here? Can you guess what it is? Let's do like a Blue's Clues thing. Oh, I wonder what's wrong. Well, what it is we didn't add our player. So we just need to add player like that, and when we run it, it looks something like this. There it is. There's our player at 16 pixels. Or I guess this is 32 because we're zooming in on half. Is that right? Yeah, should be. So there's our player. But what does he do? Does nothing. So let's make it do something. Let's make it move around. So here's what we need to do. Let's put it in between there. So there's a little bit of, I guess we can call it physics inside of these flick sprites. Let's see if there's any explanation here. No? Okay, well, I'll just tell you. So here's some of the basic things we have. There's the velocity, drag, and acceleration that we can use on our flick sprites to make them move around the screen. So let's set some of that. So currently players, let's set the player's maximum velocity. And velocity is a point, or I think a flix point. So it'll be, because we can set the x and the y for it. See, we have max velocity x, max velocity y. So in this situation, let's say this is a top-down space shooter, so we'll set them both at the same time. So we'll just say it's a new flix point, and let's say our max velocity will be 200. Okay, so this will keep our player from moving too fast. But as things are moving, it will continue to move forever until we have it go the other direction. So what we need to do is add some drag. So with the drag, player, drag, I kind of, if you want like really tight controls, I recommend some fairly large numbers, and we'll just do both of them at the same time, not a float, flix point. And let's see, let's make it, let's let's just do 1,000 for both of them. Just to, you know, let's say we wanted to stop on a dime when we let go. So that's probably the best way to go about it. So right now we have our max velocity and how quickly it slows down, but how do we make it move? Let's take a look into the update function. So this is where we're going to put our code that will run every frame. And this is where we'll do most of our sort of game logic and things like that. So let's do that. So the first thing we want to do is zero out our player's acceleration. Because if we don't, it'll always be getting like pushed by, you know, its rocket boosters or whatever. So we're going to make player acceleration equal new flex point. I wonder, in other things, maybe there's a static function for a zeroed out point. Let's see if it has one. New. Okay, new is all it has. Okay, so we'll just do new flex point 0, 0. So we're just going to zero out our acceleration. And next, we need to have it react to controls. So what kind of controls will we do? We'll do some keyboard controls. So that is fairly easy to do. What we'll do is we'll make an if. And then again, under FlixG, which is where all of our useful stuff, keys, it'll read from the keyboard, and we want to do any pressed, which is really cool. This is something new that wasn't in the original ActionScript 3 version. So before, if you wanted multiple keys to do the same thing, you had to essentially write it again and again. But now with any pressed, we can put in a little array of keys that we want to react in this way. We just do that real quick. So inside these square brackets, we're going to put the keys we want the keys we want to control our character in the ways that we want. So let's handle the left. So if we put left, that's the left arrow, and A, now we have both of these keys doing the same thing. And then while we're at it, we'll do an else if. Just copy this, and we'll do this for the right and D. Then inside here we're going to modify the acceleration of our player. So let's say we have thinking about our numbers here. So we will say player acceleration, and since this is left and right, we're just going to work with the x here. Player acceleration, let's say equals negative. Let's see, yeah, to the left will be negative. Let's say negative. We have 1,000 up there. Actually, you know what? Let's do 800 here, and we'll do 800 here. We're definitely going to have to tweak these numbers in the future. And player acceleration x equals 800. Okay. So let's run this. I think we should be able to get it sliding across the screen in some fashion or another. Oh, what did I do wrong? Okay. Cannot access field identifier max velocity for writing. No. Do we have to do it one by one? So max velocity x equals 200. Player max. Let's just do that for now. Save. And it's telling me the same for the other one. So let's just do drag x equals 800. Let's see if that does it. We're missing semicolon. Anything else? Oh, okay, right. We don't do points. So we'll just do x equals, oops. Oh, dot set. Didn't know about that. Maybe that's what we have to use instead of putting a point directly in there. So that's good to know. I just learned something new. So yeah, let's use this set instead. So player max velocity set, and we want it to be 200, 200. And player drag set, we'll do 800, 800. And player acceleration set, we will zero it out. Okay. That's good to know. Hey, that's why I'm doing these. We learn things. So let's get it running. We'll start it up. And there we go. We can move it left and right. And I don't know, that feels a little bit like I let go of the key and it drifts a bit more than I would like. So let's bump that up. Let's double it just to see how that feels. Okay, yeah, that feels a bit better. So, yeah, let's finish this out. Yeah, we're almost getting at 25 minutes here, so I rambled a bit, sorry. And let's just add something for up and down. So up will be our -1. Oops, so that'll be a W. And we'll just do Y here. And then we'll do down. S. Change that to Y. And that should be everything. Max velocity set. Yeah. So yeah. Let's run it. And there we go. Now we have a box that moves up and down and all around. And that'll be it for this episode. So, I'll catch you later. Alright? Take it easy.